Namaste. Now, in the last two videos I have mentioned the energies of the current earth, and some of them are negative. Well, a lot of them are actually negative. But this video will be about basically naming the negative energies that limit us on this current earth, and how basically I don't need to add anything to the new earth side over here, because none of these energies are going to be carried over, because the new earth is new. It's like all the energies are fresh. It hasn't been there hasn't been any like manifestation of the negative stuff there. So it's all new, all fresh, and no like negative entities would be able to even thrive on the new earth, because it's so new, it's so fresh that like it's gonna take a while for it to ever get like to the point of there being any sort of negativity on it. And with the current earth, we have a ton of negativity, a ton of limiting factors that have slowly throughout earth, like all earth's history, just built up and built up until like it's almost a like a like a garbage heap. It's almost like a garbage heap that has built up so much that it's overflowing. That's our current earth. It's a creative example. It's not a. It's just we have so many negative things that we kind of need a new earth. And because the current earth is such a hard place to like learn life lessons, it's such a big improvement after we pass on from earth, from when we first came to earth, that it's well worth it. So let's get into this. In the last video, which I talked about flight, I mentioned gravity. So gravity is one of the limiting factors on this current earth. It literally prevents us from trying to fly or levitate. And in religious terms, like, people think if anyone does, it's because of demonic possession or just demons lifting you off the ground because you somehow made a pact with them or something. That is not the case. Um, in the Bible, which, I mean, again, I'm not religious, but I grew up with religion, so I know the stuff. Uh, Jesus mentions that everything he can do, all of us can do, but more. We can do more. So levitating, flying, we definitely can do. Jesus was able to walk on water because he perceived the water as solid land, basically. He didn't perceive it as something that he can fall through. And so we got that. We got gravity. We got water walking. I did want to bring up my dream, because my dream from Saturday is what spawned this one. My dream from Sunday is what spawned the flight dream. I mean the flight video. So in the dream from Saturday, I was like I appeared in my house. I actually was in front of the fridge, and I saw that there was nothing in it. There was nothing in the fridge. Now, my immediate thought was, because of the CV, the virus going around, that we were like in a lockdown thing, but that wasn't the case. So I talked with my mom, who was there. My mom brought me up to her bedroom, where they have a like bathroom off to the side of it, and for whatever reason there was snacks in the bathroom. But what? So upon waking up, my immediate thought on that was like that bathroom was like retrofitted with a replicator, like in Star Trek, so it produces food or snacks. But the big thing is, so the fridge was empty, meaning that we do not have in in the current Earth we have hunger and we have starvation. So in the current Earth we have hunger and starvation. Well, they're more or less the same thing. Hungry, we eat stuff. Starvation, we die because we didn't eat stuff. They are both negative energies. But because this dream took place on the new Earth, we don't have that. So after I was done getting snacks from my mom's the bathroom or whatever, I don't know what they would call that room in the future. So I went over to where my bedroom was at, which was even more interesting because so my bedroom is like a 13 by 13 square. That's what it is currently. Now in the dream, it's like 14 times. Well, not 14 times. That's way too big, but it's like 5 or 6 times larger than it is right now. It was big, and I mean, see, so the thing is, if you look up UFO stuff, there are talks of how the UFO is small, but inside it's like huge. And I believe the same principle is gonna happen here on the new Earth. When we get there, the UFOs, the aliens, the entities, I prefer calling them entities. They're not aliens. But the entities are gonna help us and they're gonna give us the technology to have like super large rooms in a very confined space. So there's that. Um, but I also saw a picture of myself, and this picture of myself was I was thin. So I mean, right now I'm kind of overweight, but the picture of myself I was thin. And another thing to add to that is that so when I go to bed in a very particular way, and like I lay down in almost precisely the same way all the time. But the past week or two, I have been laying down like an inch farther away from my pillow than I usually do, and it feels off. And that's been like the past week or two. So I don't know why it feels off, but I think part of it is because once we transfer over to the new Earth, all of us are gonna be like I know I mentioned being reborn before, so all of us are gonna be reborn. We're gonna be perfectly healthy. If we have glasses, we will have perfect eyesight. If we have limitations mentally or physically, I know what like when I was born, one of my legs was kind of like off to the side, and we got a brace to fix that. and now that leg is shorter than my other one, but that's gonna be fixed. So when we get to the new Earth, all these things are gonna change. So on here, we're also gonna put obesity, because we don't eat. Again, when testing my spelling, I don't really care if it's spelled correctly or not, but because we don't eat, we don't gain weight, we don't starve, we are perfectly healthy. Because we don't, it's a negative energy that's on Earth. So actually, let's put up here. So it's a negative energy, and on Earth, it's fresh. Then, so another thing, we also have, so with hunger, starvation, obesity, we also have going to the bathroom, which I mentioned earlier. We probably won't need to go to the bathroom anymore. I, as odd as the concept as that is, we're on a new Earth with fresh energies that don't weigh us down because of the negativity that is the limiting of that thing. Because all these are limiting. If you're not fit and you're fat, you can't escape trouble as easily. Your body doesn't maintain itself so easily. Like, you can see why these are negative energies, because they limit everything. So what else do we got? So after I'm done in my bedroom, which is really huge, I'm pretty sure I saw a calendar. No, I did see a calendar. I was looking for the month, and it said August of 2020. But I don't know if that's going to be accurate or not, because after I was done in my bedroom, went back downstairs, and I walked into my dad's my dad's room, and they live out of state. My dad my dad and mom are divorced, so there's no reason why they would live together, but they live out of state. And this just shows that the houses that we live in are gonna be multi-dimensional, meaning we can travel to other states in the blink of an eye, basically. And so I saw where my dad was living, his main living room, and the biggest thing which stood out and I found funny because it's totally something my dad would do. There, in his living room is a giant, like, flat screen TV. But the thing is, it's not what we would consider a normal size. This thing is like a human length, so like 5 feet, if not like double a human length. It's like a 10 foot by 10 foot, well, not 10 foot, but whatever. It's a huge screen. And I also saw his dog. And and this is why I don't think it's actually in August, because his dog right now is more or less a puppy. It's only like 3 years old. But the version of the dog I saw was like he had like his snout was white, so he was clearly aging. Um, so yeah, there is still gonna be death in the new Earth, but it's not gonna be the normal like 100 years. It's gonna be more like 1,000. So there's still gonna be death. I mean, we do need to rejuvenate ourselves, and it's only death of the body. It's not death of the consciousness. And if we do come back to Earth, we'll be on the fresh Earth, and so we'll probably retain our memories, so past life. because we forget our past lives upon coming to the current Earth. But once we die in the new Earth, we'll probably remember our past lives. So we won't have to go to the losing the ego stage, I guess. So we also have like things like money. Money is gonna be a big thing on the is is a big thing here, but I don't think it's gonna be as needed in the new Earth because everyone will be sharing basically, and a lot of things we need to do here, like walk, is also gonna be gone. So we don't need to walk because everything we can just pull out of thin air. And what else? So I'm gonna do this because right now in our current age, we're actually the people in charge, the deep state, whatever you want to call them. They are actively trying to get more limiting factors onto the current Earth. And what I mean by that would be like asteroids. So they're trying to get us to manifest asteroids as a common occurrence thing. The the plate tectonics, that stuff. I don't care. It's words are meaningless. It doesn't matter how you spell them as long as they look right. I don't care about spelling at all. But there's plate tectonics, so earthquakes, all that. That is limiting. Earth is not supposed to be like that because we try to explain everything on Earth to such a degree that we only give it that option, that possibility. We never just let it lie and let anything happen because all of this is should be infinite. It doesn't matter uh, what happens. It doesn't matter what like ideas and thoughts you put into it. Everything is infinite. Everything has the possibility of being anything or everything at once. But because we define it to such a degree, we tell it exactly what to do, and that's why science, so I'm gonna put science here, is such a negative energy because it says you do this, they do that, everyone does their thing, everyone is a very defined puzzle piece in a huge puzzle. Not knowing that that single puzzle piece is multi-dimensional, is infinite, it can fit anywhere and do anything you want it to do. But because we define it to do exactly what we tell it to do, that is what it will do. And that is what creates the negative energies. So, gravity, science, hunger, starvation, obesity, money, walk, asteroids, plate tectonics, all that stuff are negative. And there's probably many more that I haven't listed off. But the point is, on the new Earth, none of this is going to be around. None of these things are going to limit us to what we can't do. We are going to be able to fly. We are going to be able to appear in America at one point and then be in like Japan or something the next second. We are going to be able to move across what is Earth in the blink of an eye, and we are going to have fun and be amazing and be abundant in everything we do. There's going to be nothing that limits what we can do, except for when we eventually pass on. But again, those of us who make the transition will live 1,000 years, if not longer. I don't know how long. There is still death, so, but we're gonna live infinitely longer than we otherwise would have. So, and the photo on the side is just showing the energies, and I kind of like the jellyfish look. But yeah, so that is the video. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on Twitter or Discord. If you have any thoughts, feel free to share them. I'd love to hear back. But I felt this is one of the big videos I should get out. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.